Hello everyone, good evening. Today we will be discussing about an Ielts speaking test, a practice test. It's from Cambridge Book 13, Test 4. So we'll directly go to the test. Part 1. The examiner asks the candidate about him or herself, his or her home, work or studies, and other familiar topics. As I always say, it's mostly the introduce yourself part. And to introduce myself, my name is Ria. I'm an Indian. I belong to the southern part of India. I have been living in Dubai for the past 4 years. I graduated with a degree in engineering with electronics and communication engineering. I also have a master's in business administration with a major in human resource management. I worked at Nasdaq for an year, and previously I also worked at Thomson Reuters for 4 years. And regarding my family is a nuclear family consisting of my daughter and my husband. We live in Dubai for now, and my hobbies are mostly shopping, and sometimes I enjoy my leisure times chatting with my friends. That's all about me. Are there many animals or birds where you live? The place I live, there are not many animals or birds. There are actually, there are the dove that we see in UAE is more common. It just comes to a building and just fly away most of the time. But we are not growing it. It comes automatically. But other than that, pets are not allowed in our apartment, so there are not many animals where I live. How often do you watch programs or read articles about wild animals? While we visit India, most of the time we watch the Geographic Channel and the Animal Planet. Most of the time, there we watch the documentary about wild animals, mostly hyena, lion, and things we are not very common in our place. But here we do not have any cable connection. I did not watch such programs in YouTube or somewhere. I do not watch it nowadays. Have you ever been to a zoo or a wildlife park? Yes, last time we visited the zoo in December before 3 months. When we went back to home, we took our daughter to visit all the animals in the Trivandrum Zoo. So it has been a good time to watch the animals because we do not see those animals in our day to day life. Would you like to have a job working with animals? I'm not a person who familiarize with animals because I'm a bit scared of their behavior. I'm not very sure if they would bite at any time. I'm a bit scared of that, and so I'd not like to mingle with the animals. Maybe I can work on their well-being from a distance, not too close. So we'll go on to the part two. Describe a website you use that helps you a lot in your work or studies. You should say what the website is, how often you use the website, what information the website gives you, and explain how your work or studies would change if this website didn't exist. I would like to say something about the job search website that I use. It's the LinkedIn. It's not only a job search website, it also has a learning session. So, in my career, I have taken a break from my career for a long time. So, in order to enhance my skills, I normally go to the website learning session and take up courses that help me to enhance my skills. Sometimes I look through MS Excel or MS Word skills, and sometimes it's like recruiting, acquisitions, and some courses that are related to my career topics, in which I also see topics related to data science because I'm not sure which side that I should take the next step towards the career. So I normally uh, look through a vast amount of topics. It also improves my knowledge in all the levels all the courses that I take is helping me not only in improving myself, it also helps me to think on a broader perspective. And I am not daily, mostly daily, I use the website most of the time. Mostly daily, I use. I do not miss. In the weekend, I do not use, but weekdays I normally use website. I also search for job opportunities that are and the salary ranges that are given there. When I'm trying for new jobs, when I'm trying for a job, I will make use of this website to get a job somewhere or get a reference. So it is this website is helping me so much, because it not only gives me knowledge, it also gives me reference contacts to try for a new job. It also um, gives a list of vacancies available in different companies. So definitely I will recommend LinkedIn to anyone who is looking for a learning website or a job search website. So we'll go to the session part 3, the internet. Why do some people find the internet addictive? When internet has a lot of information, as you all know, it has a lot of information. So when we start using on one side, we may get distracted and go to another session, and from there it goes to another session. There is a lot to learn, so that's what makes us addictive. When we try to use internet, we should keep a limit, because that's how we can find a balance between using the internet. We must not get addicted, I would say. So it has a lot of information, a variety of entertainment is available. So all these things make the internet addiction for most of the people who use it. What would the world be like without the internet? Oh, with the invention of internet, people actually got I would say they got closer. I mean, they can communicate with a family who is far away, but at the same time, the people who are in a particular in a home is kind of distant. They spend most of the time with their gadgets, and they spend time browsing and chatting with people who are far away from them. But the distance between the personal distance at home between the time they spend with the family members has reduced. So there it is I would say it is like a boon and a curse for mankind. So we should always limit the use of internet. We should use only for our needs. We should not overuse it, so that we might get addicted, and also it will not be a help. It will not help in a healthy relationship. Do you think that the way people use the internet may change in the future? Nowadays we use internet for all the things. It has already changed, I would say, because in earlier days we used only for research or for contacting someone, but now all the contacts we have, all the communication that we have with the managers or customers, or if we need to search for information or do any course or everything, we go online. We do not go for a particular physical location to do something. We most of the time we tend to go online to do most of the work done. So it has already changed, but in future maybe there will be more advancements coming up, because everything improves, everything changes, keeps on changing. So I think that the people use more, spend more time with the internet than they are already doing now. Already it's over the limit, but there are chances that they get more involved with the internet. Social media websites. Example question: what are the ways that social media can be used for positive purposes? When we want to spread an emergency message, we cannot get the what to say, we cannot get get the attention of all the people at the same time. But nowadays, where social media is getting more more familiar to all people, when we want to spread a message of an emergency or something related, something very important like COVID, when it was discovered, people do not know more about it. So to provide awareness, to provide a necessity to stay away from social distancing and all, we can spread such messages through social media, and things like that are positive. Rather than spreading gossips, rumors, we could opt for spreading positive messages, I would say. Why do some individuals post high negative comments about other people on social media? Most of the time, people tend to say negative about one person is because they are jealousy of them, or they are envious towards the success of the other person, or sometimes they do not like that person. That's the main reason, actually. But some people spreading negative comments do not do any good to the person himself or herself. not on also to the person who is involved, who is the victim of the negative comments. So most of the time we should avoid spreading such negative comments about ourselves or some other people on the internet, which is not going to do any good to the other people. Instead of that, we can uh, ex- uh, enhance the habit of spreading positive messages to via social media to everyone. Do you think that companies' main form of advertising will be social media in the future? Earlier, we used to visit the website. No, in the earlier days, with like physical, there would be a poster in front of the company stating that they have a vacancy, we are hiring, something like that. But nowadays, it has changed. They post most of the job vacancies in their websites, and sometimes they go for a job search websites, and most of the time we get to know nowadays all the people are using internet and they get used to all social media websites. So I think that in future the companies will be advertising everything on not only job, most of the even the products will be advertised online rather than going for television ads or poster ads. So they will go for social media ads that will be that will reach a good amount of people than the normal physical ads. So I try to answer the questions in my way, but this is not, I know this is not the right way, and you might not get anything useful from my way of speaking. But as I said, I always, I'm trying to encourage myself to speak more in English and to improve my communication. So I also would, I love to encourage if you can take this as a motivation to yourself, and if you can practice doing this, it will be a good motivation for me. So, all the best. If you're taking IELTS exam, it's all the best. If you're trying to improve your communication, trying to answer the questions that I have mentioned, I mean, in the question here, again, all the best for that. Everyone, I wish you all happiness to everyone. Thank you so much for listening. If I have wasted 10 to 15 minutes of your time, really sorry, but thank you anyway. Bye.